Hi, I'm Jen, and this is a Sims 4 speed build. This is part one of a large house. I don't know, would you consider it a mansion? You let me know at the end of part two, which will be coming out tomorrow, whether you consider this a mansion or not. It does have 3 living rooms slash family rooms, a massive kitchen, 2 balconies, 2 patios, a huge workout room, 3 bedrooms, 2.5 bathrooms. I don't know. Does that qualify it as a mansion? You let me know down in the comments what you think qualifies as a mansion and what doesn't. I was going off of a real floor plan in case I didn't mention that, hence the lots of pausing to check the floor plan, make sure I'm doing it right, and then to figure out how to translate that floor plan into The Sims 4. Also, I decided to go with modern because in my last massive build, that 4 apartment building, but like each apartment was a minimum of 2 bedrooms. So each apartment itself was like a small house, and then there were 4 of them. Well, because there were 4 individual ones, I could do any style I wanted in each of them, and it made sense to break it up. Well, this one, I didn't want to have to break up the video. I was hoping that I could get it all done in one video. And so I chose to do the whole thing in modern because I thought that that would be the easiest for me. Modern lends itself to being very simplistic, very clean, very sleek, very under decorated. And so I didn't have to worry about massive amounts of landscaping, massive amounts of clutter, and all that kind of stuff because modern lends itself well to an almost minimalistic type of decorating, and that's why I chose it. Well, I was wrong. I was so wrong. It took me so long. I think part of what took me so long was I was going off of an actual floor plan from an actual real life house, and the literal building part is probably the majority of this first video here, just trying to figure out all the different pieces and how they work together and everything, and the use of foundations with platforms and all that kind of stuff was it wasn't tricky to do. Like, once you understand what needs to be done where, it's not tricky, it's super simple. It's just a matter of deciding what to do where that would make the most sense. So like for those 2 front pieces that kind of look like balconies but are not really balconies, I couldn't initially decide like what would look best with this house, to have them be platforms there and have them be thicker and match the roof, or just have them be like miniature balconies and just place flooring there. Ultimately, as you saw, I decided to go with the platforms and make them match the roof a little bit more. And that was what was on the picture that came with the floor plan, was that they were a little bit thicker and they matched the roof a little bit more than just being simple balconies. And I'm glad I went that way because I think it looks better on the front of the house that way. But it does take some time to play around with these things sometimes, especially if, like me, you're not used to building these sorts of things and you need to play around and see what looks the best. You know what I mean? So there's lots of little things throughout, and I do change little pieces of the floor plan here and there pretty much throughout at least this first video, I think. because it's, especially when you're following a real life floor plan, it's a lot of trial and error, honestly. It's a whole lot of trial and error to get them to look good. I know a lot of people say if you're just learning how to build in The Sims 4, start with a real life house plan. But then they go on to say, but real life house plans are actually kind of hard to build in The Sims 4 because the scale is different and everything like that. And so they kind of contradict themselves. I disagree. If you're just learning how to build in The Sims 4, do not use a real life floor plan at all. Use a box. Make a box. Just make a simple box house. They can look good. Really, they can. And I have some ideas for some videos this week, next week, maybe the week after. I don't know. We're having a rough few weeks where we've got lots of appointments going on right now. And on top of it, I have this lingering cough that just will not go away. I've had it since November or something. And I some kind of head cold or allergies or something, and it's causing a lingering cough. And so there have only been a few select times here and there where I can actually just sit down and record for a good long period of time, um, without the cough interrupting things. And then, of course, I have to work around homeschooling and everything like that, too. So it's been hard, and I feel like I'm falling back on speed builds again more because of that, a little bit. But I'm hoping this week I can get some more of those, not just speed build videos done, but really and truly, you can just start with a box. If this is your first time building a house in The Sims 4, just build a box. It's fine. Number one, they don't look that bad, especially if you landscape and stuff around them. Two, it doesn't kind of matter because how often do you play with the walls and the roof on? Like, how often do you play from outside of the building and look at the whole building as a whole? I never do. I build with the walls up, sure, because it's sometimes easier to be able to see what I'm doing in a single room without half of the walls being down and seeing all the other rooms behind it. For instance, that wall with the pictures on it right there, that would be down right now if I had cutaway turned on, and I wouldn't have been able to place those paintings or see them there in the context of the rest of the room. So I build with the walls up, but I almost never play with the walls up. I play in cutaway mode, and I think, if I'm not mistaken, that's how the majority of players play, is with cutaway. And so, how often do you see the outside of the building, anyways? Almost never. Anyways, back to this build. This is probably one of my most favorite rooms in this house. That hand was really annoying me. I couldn't get it to snap to the shelves initially, but once I put it on that other box shelf and then tried to alt move it with move objects on, then it snapped to the shelves. I don't know why I was having such problems with it, but it really gave me a run for my money, let me tell you. Anyways, the shelves are a little bare. That's what I was gonna say. They're a little more bare than I would have liked them to be. I don't feel like there was enough stuff for me to really properly fill them up. You could, like, if you have a sim in the family that collects things, or if someone gets awards for something or whatever, that would be the perfect place for that. But as is, straight out of the gallery and put into your game, it's a little bare. Oh, I did cut out some parts of the video, like decorating the bathrooms, the laundry room, that kind of stuff. I tried to keep most of the actual building of the structure, like placing windows and doors in. I tried to keep most of those. I think I may have accidentally cut out a couple, but most of them should still all be there. So you get the idea of where everything is laid out at. But as far as decorating, like the bathrooms and stuff, they're pretty basic. So I cut most of those out. Maybe, I think. We'll find out, I guess. But I think I cut most of them out. I did keep a couple of the closets, though. I'm not sure why. I just did. I guess maybe to show that you can include closets and they can also be useful. That front closet, I'm pretty sure that your Sims can reach in there and change their clothes. I have not play tested it recently, but I swear a bunch of other people have play tested it and they've said it works. I'd have to go back and see again though. But if you know just offhand, leave a comment down below and let me know, because I haven't really played with like usable closets that are right directly behind a door in a long, long time, because I mostly build really small, mostly starter home type of things, and I don't really include closets in them very often. But this house is so big, it would be weird not to include a few closets. So the kitchen gave me some trouble as well. I initially wanted dark gray cupboards, but for some reason, the counters below, the dark gray with the white countertop, did not come in the hanging cupboards or cabinets or whatever. It came in a couple of gray colors that were similar but not exact, and I could not find the exact match. And so I just ended up turning the whole thing white because they were close. They were so close, but just enough of a difference to make it not look good together, if that makes sense. So I figured rather than try to do two-tone, which I really don't love two-tone kitchens, I would just make the whole thing white. And so that's how the kitchen ended up a boring, bland white, but it kind of fits with the whole modern feel and aesthetic. Did I mention the reason why I chose to do modern for this house? I didn't, I wasn't sure I could do a full on mansion, although maybe to some people this does qualify as a mansion. I'm not sure. I mean, for me, if it was my house in real life, it would definitely feel like a mansion to me. And it certainly felt like a mansion while I was trying to decorate all of it, that's for sure. But I don't know if by most people's standards it counts. But being that it is a fairly large house, I felt like since modern lends itself well to simple, almost minimalist, uncluttered design, that it would be perfect. Did I mention that? I feel like I mentioned that already. But who knows? I've been interrupted making this video so many times that who even knows anymore? Uh, but, anyways, I don't think, like, the video is almost done here, so I don't think we're gonna get very far into it. I don't think we're gonna see the upstairs or the outside or anything at all in this video. However, if you are enjoying this build so far, don't forget to like and subscribe. You have no idea how much your support is appreciated. And thank you to everybody leaving comments on the giveaway video. Again, that giveaway is open until the 19th. You have until the 19th to leave a comment and be entered into the giveaway. But thank you to everyone who has been leaving such kind comments on that video. I can't reply because my replies would be counted as contest entries, so I have to wait until it's done. But thank you to everyone who has been leaving comments, and I'm wishing you all luck in the contest. And yeah, I think we're closing in on the end here. I think this is the last room we get to see in this video, but don't worry, the second half of it is tomorrow. You get to see how the yard turned out. There's another building yet coming. You get to see how that turns out. And of course, all the bedrooms and stuff upstairs. I don't think that fur rug technically counts as modern, but it was feeling so cold and sterile in there. I needed to add a little softness to the space just to make it feel a little more homey. I used to think that I really loved this very hard modern style, but I'm realizing that I actually kind of don't. That I prefer a softer, not really traditional, but not really modern either style. Something very soft and very casual is probably my style, which is maybe why I don't attempt a modern more often. Because in my head, I think I like it, but then in reality, I actually don't. So that's probably why I don't have more modern builds. Oh, we do get to see the building. Okay, well, I think I cut it out of the second video, but it's supposed to be a garage in real life. Don't forget to come back tomorrow for part 2 and the finishing walkthrough. We'll talk a little bit more about the build and stuff, and I will see you then. Bye.